3 days ago, I uploaded a video talking about Oda's unexpected hiatus and also his health declining. And ever since then, there's been a lot of information that's been spreading all around the internet to the anime and manga community, mainly the One Piece community. And about yesterday, we got an update to the information of, yes, Oda 100% is taking a 2-week hiatus because of health concerns. This comes not just from one of the leakers of One Piece, but also the official Twitter account of One Piece stating that Oda's health definitely took a downward spiral. He needed to take a 2-week break, and because it was so sudden, they legitimately were not ready to remove One Piece from the table of contents, which is why there was just so much mixture of, is One Piece going to even come out this week, or is it not? So that's one of the big reasons why there was just so much confusion around it for the last few days. But let's get into the big point of why I'm making this video, and kind of talking about the future of One Piece, Oda, and hopefully Shonen Jump learns from this entire ordeal. So, first of all, let's let everybody aware of Oda's current health situation. So this isn't probably what may have caused, like, maybe this recent scare of why he's had to take a 2-week break because of health concerns, but there's a lot of people that are potentially unaware of Oda's current health issues he's been having for many, many years now. AKA, he suffers from diabetes, he has gout, and even a year ago, he was suffering from high blood pressure. This is something that has been affecting him for a while, and that's not even including last year where he actually needed surgery for his eye, which explained a lot of why maybe some artwork looked a little bit off sometimes throughout the last year or so because of his eye surgery. And so Oda's health, clearly, for the last few years, even half a decade basically, has definitely declined considerably than it once was. And we gotta take a look at Oda's overall health, because this is something that a lot of people don't know, and how old he is as well, is that Oda has been writing, or at least working for Shueisha, aka Shonen Jump, since he was literally 17. This is straight off the wiki of, Oda's, wiki page, and you can see that he's been working with Shueisha since 17, and he literally, if you actually type it in, look up when he started One Piece, he started One Piece when he was 22, and obviously we know he's still writing One Piece. He is now at the age of 49 years old, almost 50 this upcoming January. So when you factor in how long he's been writing One Piece, he's been writing One Piece more than half of his life. His entire lifespan, he has been writing One Piece more than half, or at the very least half of his lifespan. That is legitimately ridiculous. That is actually wild stuff to really consider how long he's been writing One Piece. It puts everything really into perspective, and it also really just gives a lot of leeway or weight to Oda's monstrous skill, because I've talked about this in the past with many, many videos, but it's relevant no matter how often I say it, because we see so often in the industry, not just, let's say, for Shonen Jump, but just any magazine that writes, with an author writes a manga and does art for it, their health declines very quickly. There's many recent examples of this, like Gege or Horikoshi is a very good example, or Tabata from Black Clover. You see health declining for these big authors because obviously writing weekly manga, takes a very heavy toll on the human body. And the fact that Oda has been able to not just work on One Piece for literally more than half of his life, but also he has been dealing with health issues like, for instance, diabetes, high blood pressure, gout, and potentially something to do with his eye. For instance, he had eye surgery, and now whatever just happened in this past week or so. It's just crazy to see how active he is, how he is able to continuously output One Piece with really next to no breaks. Obviously, in the last few years, Oda definitely has had a lot more breaks than normal, than he had maybe a decade ago, but I think the true One Piece fans are completely fine with the breaks, and in fact, this gets into the main reason why I was even making this video. I really think that if there is one thing that I think all of us can agree on, the format of Weekly Shonen Jump is not feasible. Weekly manga releases is just super unhealthy for authors when it comes to deadlines and just what they need to do. You could just see it. It's not just a one-case example. There's many authors that literally destroy their very health, and they only work on something for maybe 3 to 4 years. Once again, factor in Oda. This man has been doing literally One Piece for over 2 decades plus at this point, and this man is still moving forward without really slowing down. I mean, he's starting to slightly slow down, but it's still insane. And I really do think that the model of the current Shonen Jump really needs to change. If there is one thing I've seen in the last few years that's been experimental, I especially love with what has happened with Ashita Sui, aka the author of Chojin X and Tokyo Ghoul, which most of you might know him from. But Ashita Sui, he has a very flexible schedule with how he releases in his area with, in the magazine and stuff, when he releases a new chapter of Chojin X. I really do feel like Shonen Jump should go that direction, doing a very free release like, Chojin X is. And if not that, there was one discussion I had a while back where you could have, like, maybe seasonal releases or bi-weekly releases, and hear me out, okay? So Shonen Jump's magazine has only a limited amount of slots, okay, when it releases chapters. Like, for instance, let's say there could only be 20 manga within the magazine, okay, at one given time. Instead of, having that limitation, why don't you have it to where instead of 20, you have 40? Now, hear me out before you say anything. 1 week, the magazine obviously has, like, the 20 normal manga you're used to. The next week, it has a different 20 manga, and then it flops or, flips back to what it once was. Or maybe half, like, only 10 of the 20 is swapped out each given week. It would allow more flexibility with the magazine to give authors, like, a 2-week break or a 1-week break, but also allow more manga to be within the magazine to flourish and have more time to be able to develop. This is a direction I wish that Shonen Jump would do. Be able to, flip, like, manga in and out of the magazine each given week. But regardless of that, dream or what I hope that they potentially could do in the future, I do think that Shonen Jump really does have a current issue on their hands. And I think that not just the magazine and the bigwigs, but like the anime studio like Toei and all them are becoming more and more aware of Oda's declining health. And there's no evidence to back this up, so I want to make sure I say that before I go any further. But I do think that there is a correlation, even if it is a 1% correlation. I do believe there is a correlation to the One Piece anime going on a 6-month hiatus and Oda's overall obvious declining health. Now, I'm not just wanting to say this because it's like a conspiracy theory or anything like that, but you've got to look at the cold hard facts here, okay? The reason why anime usually go on hiatuses or breaks and they gotta stop is because they get dangerously close to the manga. And let's be honest, the anime has been dangerously close to the manga for a very, very long time. It's shocking just how Toei's been able to maintain that slight distance for basically a decade at this point. Obviously, the pacing has suffered because of it, but it takes a lot of skill to be able to try not to catch up with the manga like they have done, because most of the time, usually a long-running show would just have to go on hold for a long period of time because there's just not enough content to adapt. Which, when you segue into what is going to happen into One Piece, like now 5 months technically from now, it's very clear that One Piece is taking this long break for the manga to be able to build up chapters. It's not just to increase production and make the anime look better, which is definitely a big part of it, but I do think that it's for the manga to have some breathing room and be able to build up enough content to not have to worry about catching up with the manga. Allow them to have better paced episodes. And I think Toei is increasingly becoming aware of that. And I think that's one of the big reasons, one of the reasons at the very least. Like I said, there's no evidence to back this up, but I think that is one of the reasons why they have put One Piece on break for the time being. Now, another thing I do want to talk about is that what could they really do? Well, a few examples that the anime could do, obviously, is just shift from long running, which is already a very controversial thing to do, which I talked about already in multiple videos, so I'm not going to go back down that path right now. But I do think that getting from a long running and making it a seasonal would be better for the benefit, not just for the anime, but for the One Piece community and even Oda. But also Oda, I feel like Shonen Jump, they definitely need to, there's no way Shonen Jump will ever allow Oda to switch magazines. I doubt that. There's no way in hell that Shueisha / Shonen Jump would allow him to go to, like, Jump Square or anything like that, even if they were able to make the same amount of money or whatever. The reason why is because it's their main magazine. For instance, like, One Piece is the poster child to Weekly Shonen Jump. I don't see Jump allowing Oda to move magazines because you know he probably has a contract or whatever with them, but also just there's so much money that they potentially could lose if he was to move from the magazine to another. Because I've talked about this in the past, One Piece is definitely a huge pillar to the magazine, and with all the big supports that's basically now gone, like obviously there's some good stuff within the magazine currently, but like they're not as monolithic as One Piece is. Say whatever you want to say, it's the truth. And I do feel like when One Piece does officially come to an end, in whatever shape or form, it's definitely going to cause a mass exodus to the magazine. It's going to hurt Shonen Jump quite a bit. And I do think that is one of the big things that they are definitely getting more and more concerned about as time continues to creep on. And I think that is what makes this health scare so important and why they need to think about this, and that they need to give Oda time to cook as well. They need to give this man more breaks. Honestly, I know they're not going to do it, but Oda truly probably needs a 6-month to even a year-long break at this point to allow himself to truly just have a year to sit back and relax. Because once again, this man has been writing One Piece basically non-stop since 22. He is 49, almost 50 years old. That's insane. Like I said, over half his life he has been writing One Piece. Basically no breaks. At maximum, he only has breaks because of holidays, and maybe it's a 2 to 3 week break every so often. This man is a workaholic that legitimately just does not stop. It's commendable to a degree, and it's scary, which is why people call him a monster, but give this man a break. Like, seriously, I think that at this point, with what he's been going through for all of these years now, like I said, with diabetes, gout, and high blood pressure, and whatever just happened, which has not been clarified whatsoever, I do think that he does deserve a very long break. Now, one thing I do want to point out is that the official account says that his condition is improving, but they don't give clarity to what it is. Once again, it's such an unexpected break that they literally say themselves that it was just so unexpected they were not able to really remove One Piece from the table of contents. And I think that really showcases that something happened with Oda. He really could not get something done in time, and that's why this had to happen. So we'll see. Anyways, I will leave it at that. I wanted to talk about this, give an update to the information, because there was a lot of people that were confused because they heard that the One Piece manga was going to go on a 2-week hiatus, and then apparently it was going to be coming out this week, and then all of a sudden it's not. I'm just letting everybody know that yes, One Piece is on a 2-week break. It is confirmed by the official account. But okay, I love you guys. Be safe, stay healthy. Chibi out.